don't know. No requests. It's gonna be a pretty boring live stream today, probably. Let me turn on the sign and let me get some water. Wow, what are the trending coins? Yeah, everything's going red. Epic chain, damn. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. Yeah, Dogecoin's back at 22 cents. What did we say for Doge? Yeah, I mean, it's not, so far so good for Doge. It's not like the end all be all. Shadow Frost is in the house. Yeah, I already knew it was going to be a relatively slow stream today. Hey. We'll wait until we get a couple more people in. What's up, Shadow Frost? Welcome to the boring live stream today. Welcome to the live stream only because we have to live stream today because it's Thursday. We could start with making some videos though. I think I gotta make a video on Litecoin. Yeah, we gotta make a video on Litecoin, Dogelon, of course Dogelon. I guess we could start making videos on Shib. I just don't think the Shiba Inu community. I guess I could just keep making videos on Shib though. So, taking a look at Dogelon Mars on the live stream. So nothing's new, nothing's crazy with Dogelon Mars. I mean, I've been saying the same thing for a couple of years now. So I mean, anybody who's just watching the videos, go watch all the videos that I have on Dogelon Mars. Nothing's bullish until we break this area of resistance, but on top of that, we still have resistance at 16 to 20, and then 20 to 34, so 21 to 34. So Dogelon Mars has a lot of areas of resistance to break before we get a breakout. Once we do break this area, which we've gone stuck at twice now, we've gone rejected at it twice. I would say 6076 is in play, previous high, and then my Moon Boy bull run target for Dogelon is 402. I'm going to definitely keep some until it hits that area. I'm not waiting for that. Obviously, I'm going to sell on the way up, but I do believe in Dogelon. I think their community is great. I think they're building up the project. So that's just what I think about this project, but the price doesn't really reflect on it right now. If we do break this previous low, which we've established a floor now, if we do break this previous low, I would say that you are going to get a bigger capitulation down. 708 would be the next target that maybe we might get a huge candle and then a wick down, but I think 708 should hold for Dogelon. With that being said, none of this is financial advice. It is just my opinion. I will keep you updated, and thank you. Yeah, where is everyone? Wake up, chat. Dude, I don't know. I don't know, man. I think, like, I used to get, like, 20 to 40 people right now, but I'm not getting that many, so I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to see if there's anything that I edited. Like, category entertainment. There is no playlist. No, it's not made for kids. This stream is... No, it's not. Do you have any altercations? Nope. I mean... Yeah, I mean, nothing too crazy on here. You're like the only one in here, though, so just let me know what you want me to look at for you, I guess. I guess it'll just be me and you for the next hour, so. It's fine, though. Litecoin. Taking a look at Litecoin on the live stream. So Litecoin's doing pretty good right now. We did get stuck at the 0.5 again. However, we are in this upward channel and you're making higher lows and higher highs across the board. So for Litecoin, bullish over $99, which we're well over. We did retest the 0.5. Once we do get a breakout, the top end of this channel is 172. And you're in that, you can see that coincides with the 618 at $172. As of right now, I would say that's in play. And on the downside, $99 does need to hold. Otherwise, we are probably going to get a bigger move down. However, you're still making higher lows. So as long as technically it stays over the uptrend, then you're still in this channel. But it doesn't look like it's coming back down as of yet. And the targets on the upside are still valid, which is breaking over 130. And then the next higher high is around 172. I will keep you updated. None of this is financial advice. It is just my opinion, and thank you. We've been sent to the shadow realm. Basically, man, everyone, like, my market sentiment sucks right now. It's horrible. You know, we just made an all-time high. Like, we literally just made an all-time high. Is Bitcoin dominance going up or something? No, Bitcoin dominance is still going down, so I don't know what's going on. I request Toshi. You got it. Yeah, for Toshi, nothing's changed from the last time from yesterday's video. Yesterday's video. We got stuck at this area of resistance, which I think is the 618, right? Yeah, it's the 618. So you got stuck at the 618. Once you break 85, this thing's going to 2012, followed by the previous high. You're still making higher highs and higher lows on the macro time frame, but you can see on the shorter time frame, you're still managing this uptrend. So, so far so good for Toshi. And on the downside, you have long ways away. I mean, we said that this thing could consolidate and price action can keep you between these levels. So just know that 85 needs to break and then 48 needs to hold. Otherwise, you're going to get a bigger move down or you're going to get a breakout. So we'll keep you monitored there for Toshi. Now, financial advice, just my opinion. Problem is market news is crashing us. Yeah. Dude, this is pretty bad. 10 minutes in and we got like, you know, our peak was, that's crazy. That's pretty bad. Usually by now, my live stream has like 100 views. But right now it has 8. How crazy is that? That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. Nobody wants to be here, which is unfortunate. Taking a look at Bitcoin on the live stream. So looking at some Bitcoin indicators, obviously we had a nice move up. I think Bitcoin just hit its all-time high. I think it did, right? Let's see. Yeah, so CoinMarketCap just recorded all-time high one day ago at 124,000. And then obviously we got smacked back down to the shadow realm, unfortunately. The RSI was close to overbought. We are coming down and we are going to get, hopefully we got a bounce from the moving average. If not, we're probably in for a bigger correction. Stock RSI is resetting. Obviously we were max bullish. Now it's curling down and it did actually just cross. So we might get a bigger move down. But regardless, on the macro time frame, 100 to 108,000 is still valid support. So even if we come back down here, capitulate, consolidate, technically the next move up is still valid up to 139 and 148. However, if we don't hold this area, I'd say the top is in. And the top could be in anywhere from the current price up to 139. So we could go higher and then the top could be in. Because if we break this area at any point, then I'd say, yeah, we're going to have a much deeper correction. Taking a look at Bitcoin dominance now. Yeah, market sentiment's horrible. Taking a look at Bitcoin dominance right now, it is still falling. So obviously money inflows are still going into Ethereum and then trickling down to altcoins. So congratulations if you're making money right now. And if you're not, then, you know, we're just waiting for that alt season. Still, we're just waiting for alt season. This is a good sign, though. I'd say we do get alt season once we do break 54% Bitcoin dominance. With that being said, I will keep you updated as always. None of this is financial advice. It is just my opinion, and thank you. Brutal. Oh my gosh, I actually got a super chat today. What? Dude, I did not think that I was gonna get a super chat today. That's crazy. Thank you so much for the 2 beans. I really appreciate that. What's up, everyone? Or a few people in here. Yeah, dude, I don't know what's going on. Usually we're at like up to 40 people. So obviously Bitcoin's going down, so nobody wants to be here. But that's crazy. Super bearish right now. I try to show up for emotions regardless of price action. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. And you didn't even have to super chat, so thank you so much for the super chat. I didn't think I was going to get any super chats today, so I really appreciate that. Thank you. Let's go react. What's up, For Profits? How are you? Welcome to the end of the live stream, right? Now we just started, but it feels like the end of the live stream. React. Yeah, so React is doing pretty good. Oh my gosh, if you actually bought this dip, congratulations. So we said we had support at between 4 cents 60 to 5 cents 90. We did come up. Just be careful because you made a lower high. So you've been making lower highs. So what you need is a breakout over this area, this previous high, making a higher high and forming some sort of uptrend and channel. Kind of like what happened here before you had a breakout, but on a bigger scale. If you don't get that, this is still valid support. And if it doesn't hold, then you're just going to be validating a downtrend, making lower highs and lower lows. So just be careful. I mean, it does look very bullish right now, but you do need to get a breakout over that puts you over 9 cents 20, because you need to follow through and you need to get this continuation up. Not financial advice, just my opinion. Free people are bearish because alts aren't moving at all. Yeah, my Dogelon's killing me right now. It's pretty brutal. Yeah, damn. Pretty, we had a nice move up. 11. Each fraction is like $100 for me, which is crazy. It's like $400, and then it's now at $800. So, yay, I'm up $400 on the day, but it's probably going to go back down. That's very volatile. I'm pretty crazy for that. But hey, man, that's how you make millions of dollars, right? You know, you take your 10K and you're at 11, and then the next morning you wake up, you're at 12.4, and then you wake up and you're all the way back down to 11. That's crypto. Oh, man. That's crazy. Freaking crazy. Let's see. When do you think the cycle ends? Man, I think we are closing in on the cycle end, to be honest. I think, like, with Bitcoin dominance, like, capitulate or breaking down right now, I think we're towards the end. So I really hope we make it. Is Turbo in the shit or not? I don't know. Let's see. Is it? Taking a look at Turbo on the live stream. So Turbo's still holding up. I mean, you're still making higher lows. As we said before, you do have support at 2038. So you're long ways away from that area of support. And on the upside, what you do want to see is a breakout over 2058, which is the 618 for Turbo. Keep in mind, you got rejected twice, so obviously, hopefully, third time's a charm when we get a breakout. This sell-off is resetting the stock RSI, getting geared up for the next move up, and the RSI is a little bit more towards oversold than neutral, so that gives you more upside potential, obviously. What you want to see is price action stabilize, making a higher low, and then eventually breaking out over 58. With that being said, I will keep you updated. None of this is financial advice. It is just my opinion, and thank you. Man, super long day today. Oh my God. Super long day today, and I come over here, and we only have like, we get 20 to 40 people, concurrent viewers, and we're at 11. How crazy is that? Free Lightning, making it worth it. Thank you so much for the $2. I really appreciate that. So no, to answer your question, Turbo is not in the S or no. I don't want to say that because I feel like that. Affects my monetization. Every time they make it look like alt season, they rug it over and over again. You're telling me, man. That's literally this coin. Right? Every single time we thought we got something in January and in November. Oh my God, I'm so happy I sold here. Otherwise, I would have been absolutely wrecked. Oh my God. I sold at the 0.5, and I sold some of it at the 0.5. So I'm pretty happy. Let's see. Degen and Spark, please. You got it. Damn, really? I think maybe Q1 of next year. Have you seen SwiftCoin lending on Swift app up to $1 million available? I don't know. Is that bullish or bearish? I mean, what if people like, yeah, they're like extending credit out. What if people don't pay it back? Isn't that what happened in 2008? Just unsecured loans and lending, and all of a sudden it just like burst the bubble, and basically that's crazy though. Up to $1 million available. Hey, I'll borrow $1 million. I'm never gonna be able to pay it back anyway. Things need to go all the way down to go all the way up. Whatever month we get the rate cuts will be. Isn't it next week? Aren't we supposed to get rate cuts next week? So if you have any money in savings, you should probably put it in a CD because they're gonna reduce the interest rate on the savings account. Just FYI, I don't know if you guys know, but that's how it works. So if they cut rates, make it easier to borrow money, the interest on high yield savings and just in savings in general will go down. So just FYI. What did you ask for? You said Degen. Degen's not doing anything, man. Yeah, Degen's still bearish. Bearish under 2042, bullish over 7. It's not doing anything. It's still in bearish territory, basically, so not financial advice. And then you said Spark. Yeah, this one. Yeah, Spark. What was this? Was this support? Oh, no, I don't think we held support, right? Is this support? Yeah, it's a 382. Oh, man, I'd say the top is in. So be careful for Spark. The RSI has reset. The stock RSI has reset. RSI is neutral. We might get some sort of bounce. The bounce needs to take us over 11 cents. Otherwise, clearly you can see that you're making a lower high and you're going to get a deeper correction. So just FYI, it does look like the top is in because you're no longer over the 382. The next area of support right now for Spark, if we don't get some sort of bounce that takes us over 11 cents, is going to be around 7.5 cents and then 6 cents. Not financial advice, just my opinion. Only 5K downloads on that Swift app, not good. Yeah, but like maybe one day it'll gain traction and people will start doing it. Start using the platform. But there are so many things out there now that it's like, what's appealing to, why Swiftcoin platform, There might be an answer. It might be very good, but somebody just has to like say it, Like, why Swiftcoin? Damn, dude, it went up to 4 cents. That's crazy. What a monster move. Wow. Hey Meow, are you still planning to leave California? Yeah, I want to. I have to figure out if I can though. But yeah, I do want to. It just really depends. There's a lot of things that it depends. Like, it depends if our rent goes up, and it depends on just a couple of different factors and stuff, because I absolutely hate that. I don't like, the cost of living in California is crazy. If I move out of state and not have to pay state income tax, that's like a whole nother bonus in my eyes, and it just puts me in a better financial position. Anthony Spit, how do you place your fibs? You gotta pay me $100 and I'll tell you. I'm just joking, but welcome to the live stream. I can't give you a crash course right now on it. If you want to specify your question, I could definitely try to answer it for you. Last thing we all need is another new one, huh? Get wrecked, sir. Yeah. But Swift is such a gamble. I mean, it's fully diluted now. So they don't have any more, like if you look at the market cap, you can see they released the rest of their coins. So the market cap is actually at its all-time high, even though the price back here was released at 7 cents. So no more surprises. It's fully diluted, and it's on Coinbase, and it's not really on any other major exchange. So it has a lot of potential. I mean, it has a lot of upside potential. Like the other one is Aventus. Aventus is on Coinbase. It's not fully diluted, but it's relatively like such a small market cap, and it's only like 4 million off in terms of the total supply and circulation supply, and it's only on Coinbase. The volume sucks. I would be scared if I was holding Aventus, but it has a lot of upside potential. One partnership, and if they actually put utility to this, or real world usage of the coin, or it gets partnered with a big company out here, then this is the kind of coin that goes up like to $100. I was ready to trade my XCN to Swiftcoin today, no BS. But they both did extremely well this bull run. Yeah, Onyx Coin, it is a little bit bigger market cap. The token unlocks, you could see that the Onyx Coin token unlocks, you can see that they're releasing coins all the way up to 2030. Oh my god. So for the next 5 years they're releasing coins. That doesn't necessarily mean that it doesn't necessarily mean that the price is going to go down, because it's almost fully diluted anyway. Yeah, you're already 7% diluted, so it's not too crazy. I don't want to FUD you out of XCN. But XN also did a really big move up. They both did really good moves. So I left Cali in 2023 and moved to Florida. Best decision ever. Yeah, we're looking at moving to Florida. We're looking at moving near Orlando because that's where Disney World is. So real, like, straight up. Hey, I mean, were you born and raised in California? Because I was born and raised in California. And I just need to make sure it's okay for me to move. That's, I guess, that we're on our final steps to actually confirming it, especially with seeing if, like, our rent increases and all that stuff, because we're looking, and dude, you could get a 2-bedroom, like, new renovated place and really good scores, like, barely affected by hurricanes and things like that, and it's only like $1,550, $1,600, and I'm like, dude, we could get a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom for $1,700 with like a whole, like, the place looks beautiful. I'm like, yeah, dude, like, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I just getting wrecked? Let's see. That chart looks like it's going way long-term up. They both do. Big up from the UK. What's up, teaser not? Welcome from the UK. My whole bag's in Swiftcoin. I've been told about putting my eggs in one basket. But I really do believe you've been told not to. Yeah, dude. People who tell you to diversify have a lot of money. They don't understand that we're only working with like 50 grand, 40 grand, 30 grand, whatever it's going to be. Like, I'm all, like, I would be all in too, like I am with Doge on Mars. Like, I got my Doge on Mars mag, and if I make it, I make it big, and if I don't, then I don't. But if I make it, then I can diversify and play it a little bit smarter. But it's easy coming from a place of like having a lot of money and like being in that position, rather than having nothing, having a total net worth of $40,000 or whatever, and then like trying to become like get $1 million from there. You know, a lot harder. But yeah, diversifying, do that after you're rich, obviously. Swiftcoin is also not bad. It's doing pretty good. I mean, if you're all in and if you're not diversifying and if you're buying Swiftcoin, that's not a bad play. I mean, it's on Coinbase, it has a lot of upside potential, a lot of good things coming for it. So this is my first cycle. Yeah, this is my third cycle. I'm just leaving it. No emotions. It either goes to 0 or 20 cents. I mean, Swiftcoin is, the next target right now is 8 cents for Swiftcoin. From there, we'll take a look at it again. But right now, if I have to tell you a target, it's 8 cents. Okay? So right now, 8-cent target on the upside. Keeping it very simple. Born and raised near the Bay Area. I like SW, Florida, Southwest Florida, more tropical than Orlando. I left my corporate job in Sacramento. Let's go. Good for you, man. Yeah, I want to move to Florida too because also, like, they have a port there. They have a couple ports there, but you get all the cruises because my wife and I, we like to go on cruises. We got all the tropical cruises, like, oh, we got to go to the Bahamas, or we got to go to like you know, everything on the East Coast basically. We could even do transatlantic to like Rome and stuff, like 14-day cruises. Sorry, more than 14 days, 24-day cruises. But yeah, no, that's good to hear. I'm very happy to hear that. Yeah, but you're also like, you're in Hurricane Alley, right? So if there's a hurricane, you're the forefront of it where you are, right? I don't think Orlando or near Orlando gets hit as hard, if I'm not mistaken, but please correct me if I'm wrong. I know you guys really haven't had a hurricane since 2023, right? Like, since you moved there. But yeah, let me know. I grew up in Orlando since 1993. City just keeps growing and growing. Dude, let's go. Hey, we're moving to Florida. There we go. Free lightning. Doing it for free lightning. Yeah, no, that's good. keep hitting me with all this information because we're literally looking at apartments right now. Just in case. What's up, FNA? How are you? Would it be smart to take profit early, DCA back in, for instance, I have 20K at 1 cent. Shall I take double out at then DCA? Well, I mean, 2 cents isn't resistance, right? So if it actually goes back up to 2 cents, let's look at targets. Because you don't want to just blindly like say, oh, 2 cents. You could do that, but you could also look at the next areas of resistance, right? So we'll take, and that's why you're here, right? So the next area of resistance is 2 cents 30. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, so 2 cents 30. So once you get a breakout over 1 cent 15 to 1.5 cents, next target is making that higher high before maybe you get a correction is 2 cents 30. But once you break out 2 cents 30, this thing's going to 8 cents. Like this thing should validate this uptrend and this channel making higher highs. You're looking at up to 8 cents. And then from there, we'll have to redraw the targets. But right now, we don't need to redraw anything because it's still over 2 zeros 90. You're still getting stuck at resistance. And this 2 cents 30 target is still the next target on the upside, if that makes sense. But yeah, you could do that. That's smart. You know, that's smart. Definitely there's nothing wrong with taking profits. Taking profits on the way up is a good thing. JR Ford. Dude, thank you so much for the the membership. I really appreciate that. Who got it? Oh, Jason Sinkar. You have to get the membership now. That's the only deal. You have to keep the membership at least for 12 months. You have to keep the membership. Those are the rules. I don't make it. I live in Florida too. How do you like it? Tell me about it. Because we're moving there. We want to move there, close to Orlando proximity because that's near Disney World. Florida is where it's at low cost, more fun, better gun laws. That's good. I'm in the construction sales, so we thrive off storms. Okay, so if I ever buy a house, I know Connect. You better give me a deal. I'm being serious too, because when we move there, I really want to buy a house there too. And you can definitely hook me up. But I want to make my place like hurricane proof. Like I don't want it to ever break. Like I'm talking about like pre-hurricane ready. Like I'll make barriers. Like I want to build a barrier. You think I'm joking, but like I will pay for it. Like I'm talking about, I want to build a wall so no water gets in. I want to gate it. I want my entire property like no trees so like nothing falls, and everything's like not be like not. I don't want cheap glass. I want like bulletproof glass. Like I want the walls like reinforced, like everything. I know you think I'm joking, but I'm 100% serious. Like that's exactly what I want. I love Southeast Florida, 20 minutes from Miami. You never get affected by any hurricanes like at all. That's good to know. I moved from Illinois to Florida 6 years ago. All right, this is really good. Okay, thank you so much for all the positive feedback for Florida. Yeah, we were just on Zillow and we were looking at places to rent, and we're looking for a 2 or 3 bedroom, and the 2 bedroom is like $1,550. We found one for $1,550. We found one for $1,650, and dude, the places are like brand new, 2 bed, 2 bath, like brand new places. Like everything's remodeled, like marble. You got the washer and dryer in unit, and we're just like, why are we still here? You know, very exciting, very exciting. But yeah, I mean, and then and within a year or 2 after that, because theoretically we would be saving a lot more money being there, because not only do we not have to pay state income tax, but also the cost of living there is also cheaper, and we would save a lot of money on rent, you know. So basically we would hold on, what is this? Okay, there we go. Yeah, then we would buy a house, and then I'm going to hit up AK Life's Entertainment to reinforce my house. But dude, houses there are so cheap too. Like my budget is, $300,000 to $400,000, and I I can buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom there with land. I just have to look at the hurricane map or whatever. You know how like when you buy a house, you could see, oh, like is it on a fault line? Which Florida, you don't have to worry about. Flooding zones, you know, things like that. You have to just definitely check that. But yeah, dude, this is great. I really appreciate all the positive feedback. So let me know, because we definitely are looking into it for next year, contingent on a lot of things changing here. I gotta move to the US. The UK is whack. I don't know. I've never been there. How is the UK? I might move to Miami from Cleveland after the cycle what it does. What it does. I hope you do, man. I can't move to Miami though. We're like looking at like outskirts of Orlando, only because again we like Disney. So, and there's a port right there, so we can there's a port in Orlando, and we can just go to our cruises from Orlando. So it's like perfect. Most of Florida has been built to hurricane close. Wait, most of Florida has been built to hurricane close since Andrew? What do you mean? Oh, code. Hurricane code. Okay. You get what you pay for. Look for something with lots of pools and fitness centers in the building. Yeah, we noticed that too. I'm okay on that. I think most of like the place we looked at, it had a pool, a grill, it had a little park too. I don't care about the gym because the gyms around, we're just gonna do the YMCA. There's YMCA and then there's LA Fitness. So we're gonna do either of those two. I got you, bro. I'll give you the alpha on what we do and what to look for at homes. I saw roofing repairs, soffit, gutters, fencing, and solar, which I do want to put solar on my house. I know all the game for insurances to save. Okay. All right. We'll definitely stay in touch then, for sure, 100%. My building has 2 pools and 3 gyms, and attached to the building has 7 bars and 6 restaurants. Oh, that's luxury apartment right there. And and then on the next street to my building is downtown Hollywood. Yeah, you're living in luxury apartment. But even luxury apartment, you're paying like $2,000, $2,500, up to $2,500 max, depending on how many rooms you have. Yeah, we saw that. We saw there definitely. There's a lot of luxury places there too. We're somewhat trying to get away from like the main scenery, because we'll just drive to like Disney and stuff like that. That's because again, our biggest thing is going there to save money. And then buying a house. Flooding is a problem. Stay away from coastline. Yeah, we're going more inland, central Florida. So there's Orlando, and then we're going to go a little bit to the left. There's like a little lake on the north side of it. And there's a little, cities there. But we're looking at northeast to Orlando. I strongly recommend getting home inspected. Oh yeah, we're gonna do that. Then make sure the roof is up to code to save money on insurance. Hurricane windows and shutters will save you big as well. Absolutely, yeah. And if they don't have that, and if we get the house for cheap enough, we'll call you, and you can install it, and give us a really good deal. And I could give you free TA. I could give you free crypto analysis. Let's go. Oh, the UK is terrible. What happened? What happened to the UK? Why is everyone like? Because I see TikToks all the time of like, oh, the UK's changed and the UK sucks and the UK is going to crap, and I'm just like, what the hell? Like, is it really that bad? Wait, is it like people saying you walk around and people stab you or something? Is that actually true? Are there a lot of stabbings in the UK? Where are the cops? Like, where's the police? Can I ask how big your Doge bag is now? I only have 100 billion. That's it. I had a little bit more, but then I sold some when it went up in January. And I never bought back in. But yeah, it's 100 billion. I haven't added I haven't added in a while. When's the last time? I added last year. Last time I bought, I think, was last year. I think I did it on the stream too. Because I have it on Gemini, and I always like whenever I bring it up, I always show it on the stream, because I have nothing to hide. And you guys already know my targets for Doge on Mars. But bro, can you imagine even a 10x is like, you know, back to 501, that's like 100 grand. You know, that's a lot of money. That's like that's a good amount. It's awful. Don't come. I'm leaving as soon as profits comes in. It's awful. Oh, like UK, got it. So all the TikToks are true. What do you mean only? I only have 50 billion. Yeah, but you have other coins, right? So I sold my OXC. I don't have OXC anymore. So I only have Doge on Mars. So my entire bag and all my money is in Doge on Mars. So I don't have OXC anymore. So yeah, I sold it back at 50 and I can't believe it actually went up. So I sold it back here. Dude, it's so crazy. I love how that works. You guys don't remember that? I sold it back here, and then it went all the way up to 62, and I'm like, bro, like, I just missed out on, I don't even know how much. I don't even want to think about it. But then it fell all the way back down, so I don't feel bad anymore. But I'm just like, if I had held, like, literally 1 week, I would have made an extra, like, I would have kept a little bit more money, and I wouldn't have lost money. Sorry, but people walking around and stabbing you is crazy. The way you said it was funny. No, I know, but that's what literally people are saying online. So I don't know if that's actually true or not. Big cities in Florida suck. Check out Ocala, close to Orlando, but rural. Florida is expensive. Get ready for 2 jobs. How is it expensive? We're literally looking. Am I missing something? We're looking at 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms for $1,700, and the place is renovated. So if you know something I don't, tell me what it is. In terms of insurance, our car insurance, remember we sold our cars 2 years ago. We have an old Toyota Corolla. So like it's, you know, right now I pay $35 a month for insurance, like car insurance. So tell me if I'm missing something. My wife said Swiftcoin needs to 10x or else I can't come back to the home. I guess, dude, you got to get a new wife. Hey, you know what? When your Swiftcoin goes to 100x, because keep in mind, 100x is only, what is it? It's only a 10 billion market cap. And the reason why I say 10 million market cap is because think about Uniswap. Uniswap at its high was at a 20 billion market cap. So if Swiftcoin does half of that, which is they're basically the same thing, they're swaps, you're looking at 100x from where it is. So when you get 100x, you got to get a new wife, man. I'm just joking. Hey, I hope you're not on speaker, and I hope she's not hearing me. But dude, that's funny, man. I thank you so much for the 6 Canadian euros or whatever they use, Canadian like penguins or whatever. My wife said Swiftcoin needs to 10x or else I can't come back home. Give me hope, me analysis. Swiftcoin, thanks for all you do. Yeah, thank you so much for the super chat, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so okay, so like some hopium is, again, it's fully diluted. It's only 100 million market cap. They're only on Coinbase, like the big exchanges. Like you have Binance, it's not on Kraken. You have crypto.com. What's the other one? Like you have a Gemini, it's not on Gemini. You have a lot of different exchanges, like listings that you can get that's going to expose Swiftcoin to a lot more people. So there goes another thing that's good for it. They're doing lending programs, so obviously they're getting money. Another thing is, what is it? Their team isn't bad. There's actually a section over here that tells you like what, who's on their team and what they've done. I don't know why I can't find it though, but on top of that, I mean, look, like you're literally in a 2-year uptrend right now. So show your wife OXT and be like, hey, this idiot, I'm just joking, but this dummy that I watch bought a coin that's in a 5-year downtrend making lower highs, and then show her Swiftcoin and show her how it's in the literally it's in an upward channel. You're making higher highs while most coins look like this, right? And even Doge on Mars, my other coin's still not doing anything. So like, I really can't talk about that, but yeah. So that's pretty much it. And thank you so much for the 6.99 Canadian rupees. I really appreciate that. Only 100 billion. That's still twice my bag. I have 50 billion. That's generation wealth for you at 1 billion market cap. Yeah, but I'm selling on the way up. So these are my targets. So we all have our own play, right? But like I don't hide my plays, right? Because if it happens, it happens. My sell order is going to go through. So my target is at 6076. My target is at previous all-time high. And then the rest is riding the 402, which is still under a 10 billion market cap. But if it ends up getting all the way up here, that's like 100 and what is that? That's like, no, that's 75 grand, and then the rest is gonna be like close to $1 million, right? Because the rest is gonna be what, 75K? No, it's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be more because I'll have 75K times 6, so whatever 75K times 6 is. Because like even at this point, like still pocketing $75,000 like guaranteed profit isn't that bad. It's really good. And I'm banking on that 75K from the previous high going up to 20, which again that's going to be like 500K. So that's a pretty good amount. The TikToks just don't do justice. I do have other coins. Yeah, I don't have any other coins. Oh, how did he say the same things? Oh, I like how he said the same things. Yeah, dude, freaking knives, man. What the heck? I can't do knives. And isn't it something crazy where in the UK you can't have a gun? What are your thoughts on XRP? Personally, I'm not invoked. I think it'll dump. I think it's doing pretty good. You know, a lot of people are saying that it's bad and it's never going up. But just like Swiftcoin, man, like you had this uptrend forming for a while before you had the breakout. Which is why I'm going back to the other guy who said, oh, my wife is going to leave me if it doesn't 10x. Show her XRP. You know, this literally kind of looks exactly like XRP too, where you're making higher highs. You broke this downtrend, which both of my coins haven't. Or I got rid of OXC, so I can't say that anymore. But one of the coins I was in, and then Doge on Mars still hasn't either. You broke out, you made a higher high, and you're doing the same thing here. So XRP is still very bullish. I'd say $6.54 is in play as of right now still. Not financial advice, just my opinion. I'll call us pretty much, it's the Boons and the Redneck Life. I have about 7 other coins with 2K in them. That's, yeah, but that's good. That's smart. Like, I'm like really, Doge on Mars better make it. I really believe in Doge on Mars. So I really want to like, I think it'll happen. But 7 other coins, that's good. I think that's a smarter play because if the 7 coins go 10x, then you're looking at 140 grand. Or even if they don't all 10x, if like half of them do, that's still guaranteed money. Can someone please point me in the Discord to discuss crypto, please? Just trying to find a community chat in. There's no Discord here. Soon it'll be AO run me your BTC. Florida will always be cheaper than Cali. Yeah, especially because there's also no state income tax. Is there like an offset? Is there anything that I'm missing that I should know that Florida doesn't have state income tax, but I'm somehow paying for it in another way? Profit says I'm heavy in ADA, blue chip stock, ABT, okay. Elon, complete gamble play with me. 5K plus an XRP, very blue chip. DIA, risky. React, very risky. Yeah, so you're like super diversified, but you're diversified in like the super stable, guaranteed, safe coins, and then you have Elon, and then you have DIA, and then you have React. So my rent is over 2K, yeah, because you're living in a very luxurious place. Like based on what you wrote, of course, like I would be surprised if it was under 2K. And I work 5 days a week. Florida is more expensive, but you also get what you paid for. They have a lot of money here. But no, because if you were to come to California and get that kind of rent, one of my friends, he lives in a luxury apartment place, and his place is 2-bedroom, and he pays close to $3,000 a month. So I feel like it's still cheaper in Florida. I think Swiftcoin is undervalued at 50 cents. The fundamentals are still undervalued at 50 cents. The fundamentals are awesome, and now that the USA and China are neutral on arguments and both are talking about trade deals, surely it could boom. Yeah, and even at 50 cents, you're still looking at a 5 billion market cap. But the reason why I compare that with Uniswap is because they're both swaps, and Uniswap last bull cycle did a 20 billion market cap. So I always compare it like that. So the reason why I think Doge on Mars 10 billion is because I'm comparing it with Shiba, because what Shiba did, I compared it with Dogecoin. So Dogecoin did 80, Shiba did 40. So surely Dogelon can at least do 10, playing it very conservatively. Meow, how many X's in the 786? What do you mean? Oh, from here to Billy and used car. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, dude, if it goes to the 618, really consider taking some profits. Because even the 618 is... Here, I'll actually show you both. We'll permanently put it on the chart. The 618 is here. 786 is here. Okay, so flip coins to the 618, it is around a 650% pump. Okay, to the 786, it's 15x. So if I pull up this coin and if I see it at the 618, I would probably, not financial advice, be like, hey, flip coins, like, maybe, you know, even if you sell half of it and if that rest goes to 15x, then God bless, right? Always keep a small bag or whatever you want to do, because yeah, it could go even higher. It could hit $1, right? So you always want to have some sort of small bag. But this is where the big move came. I mean, especially if you were in from down here, you're looking at already a 15x to a 40x, right? So those are really big moves up. And then for used car, a little bit more risky for used car, a little bit more of a gamble, smaller market cap. But I think I already have the 618, right? Or is that the 786? Yeah, it's the 618, and then I'll mark the 786 for you. Yeah, so for the 618, 786 retracement for you for here is, again, it's 13. This one's 13x. It's bigger move, but it's higher risk, higher reward, smaller market cap. So you're looking at a 13x to the 618, and then a 30x, 32x to the 786. So if we actually see it come back up to the 618, I'd be like, hey, flip coins, again, not financial advice. Maybe look at selling maybe half or quarter. Definitely get money. I want you to make a lot of money, you know. I want everybody to make it. I don't want you to hold it and then it goes all the way back down. Because we don't know where the bear market starts. Because when the bear market starts, it's going to be brutal. These coins are going to go down in like 2 weeks and by 50%. And you're just not going to have the opportunity to sell. So have your targets drawn out. And yeah. Flip coins for 10 beans. I really appreciate that. #1 fan. Thank you so much for the 10 beans. That's awesome. You know, it's funny. I really didn't think I was going to get any super chats today. I thought it was going to be a very slow stream, but I already got 3. So thank you so much for the super chats. And thank you so much for the 10 beans. I really appreciate that. Teas or not. I also found a coin called Vthor. Yeah, I remember that one. Vthor was on Crypto.com back in the day when I first bought crypto, when I first bought Shiba Inu, where I made money, though very few times. One of the only times where I made like a whole bunch of money was with Shiba Inu before I got listed on Coinbase. True story. I have 4x more money in Doge on Mars than any other coins. I have 3 ETH memes, 3 Kronos memes, and 3 Solana memes. I had to cover all bases, I believe. Yeah, that's smart. God bless, man. That's smart. My play is a little bit more degen. And yeah, you have more money in the market overall. But if Doge on Mars goes 100x and it's at a 6 billion market cap, then I would make a lot of money and I'd be very excited. You would still make a lot of money too, because at that point all your coins are going to go up. But me, all my eggs are in one basket. So I really, really, really hope Doge on Mars makes it. I was in Crow, but I converted to ABT. Arc block isn't bad. Florida is already bought and own. You have old money and new money. Old money won't budget. If you're not from here, we tax you. If you're not from here, we tax you. Florida as a tourist state. If you're not Floridian, you pay extra, like a club. Yeah, but I would be living in Florida. So would that change anything? I would actually be renting in Florida. Can someone link a crypto Discord for me, please? Nobody can link you at crypto Discord. Sorry, wasted memories. Dwayne Kelly for 10 beans. What? That's crazy. Thank you so much for the 10 beans. I really appreciate that. 4th super chat, man. Again, I did not think I was going to get this many super chats, especially when the market's this bearish. Thank you so much. All right, let me see if I remember, because oh yeah, all your coins are basically the same, right? So PYR, hopefully it's over $1. It is over $1. You have resistance here. 618 retracement for PYR is gonna, or sorry, 382 retracement for PYR is gonna be 249% and 800% up to the 618. So at that point, I'd be like, yo, freaking Dwayne Kelly, bro, you gotta like figure it out, because if this thing doesn't go up, like you're up 8x, you know. And then let's take a look at Beam. Yeah, Beam is still holding the 236. So unlike PYR, this thing's not macro bearish. 1 cent is in play, and then you're looking at a 80% pump from the 382 to the 618. So our targets haven't really changed. And it's good because you're over the 236, which means that you're not macro bearish. Pretty good. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to look at for you, Dwayne Kelly. And thank you so much for the 10 beans. I really appreciate that. Elon, future. I believe Doge on Mars would take off for us. I think so. Meow is the best, educational and great community. Yo, what is that? 199 UK money. Is that pounds or is that euro? Which one do you guys use? You guys use pounds or euros? Wait, the UK is pounds, right? Am I right? I don't know. I think it's pounds. Wintermute is going to help us go 100x. That's for... Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I remember you brought that up last time. VThor is part of VChain, I think. Yeah, VThor. I remember seeing this coin on crypto.com. VThor. Yeah, I remember seeing this back here. Yeah, it was like 201. Damn, it did good. Yeah, 10x, man. It's not bad. So from the high to the low, yeah, you're getting you're using the 236 as support right now. This thing has a lot of upside potential. I mean, you're looking at 15x back up to its all-time high. You're making higher highs. You're making higher lows. Technically, you are making higher lows. So once you get a breakout over 203, the next target on the upside is 1 cent 30, which as of right now is going to be around a 6x. So yeah, good luck with this. You're welcome to Dwayne Kelly. And again, thank you so much for the 10 beans. I really appreciate that. That's how Shib took off. Yeah, I got dropped some in my VChain wallet. Let's go. I don't even know how that's like. Yeah, but you have wallets and stuff. See, I don't. I do have Phantom, but I haven't bought Billy yet because it's... Remember we were talking about it? There's like literally no point. It's up so much right now. Out of everything you've looked at, what would you say is the most undervalued project on the market? Also, do you know about Ozak AI? I don't. What would I say is the most undervalued? I would say Dogelon, but that's kind of biased because I have it. Undervalued? I'd say probably another good one is like I think Uniswap, right? Uniswap is still macro bearish. Kind of went up. Yeah, damn. Yeah, it kind of went up. Oh, Dot is extremely undervalued. Yeah, I think Dot is extremely undervalued. I think Polkadot's going to do extremely good. And I don't know how it's not. I don't know how like it's down here still. But I don't like it because it's a big market cap, and obviously I have my Dogelon. But well, Polkadot is. I think Polkadot is solid. I do think so. I do think it is solid. XAI. Oh yeah, this is another one. Yeah, so for XAI, you got long ways to go. You have resistance at 9 cents to 16 cents. you're looking at 100 to 250% pump. 618 retracement would be around a 700% pump, and then back up to its all-time high is 30x. So if I were you and if I was buying this right now, you know, you buy $3,000, you sell 1,000 of it when it hits the 236 at 84, so you're at 1,800. You sell another 1,000 when it's at the 382, which is going to be $3,300. So that, if you add those two, that's what you'll have. And then the next one is like, you know, 6x, that's 6 grand. So, you know, 3 grand into 6 grand on the way up. And then on the, so like you would get your money back if it does come back up to the 382, and then the rest is just playing with the bank's money, with the banker's money. But it is still bearish. I mean, we don't know how low this thing's going to go, and if this thing's actually going to establish a floor here. So just be careful with XAI. That is pounds. Oh, I was right. I was right. Oh man, who wants to be a millionaire? Me. That was my $1 million question. That's what I'm talking about. I think we will make it for the most part on Elon for sure. It's a 4-year-old beast of a commodity. I just have others to hedge my bets. Yeah, of course. I refuse to miss out. I refuse to have FOMO. And that's exactly why I haven't bought any more. Like, the only time I'm going to buy more Doge on Mars is if it actually breaks this previous low. Like, if I see Doge on Mars at 705 or 706, bro, I'm going to put in another couple. Like, I'll buy like 20 or 30 more billion coins. Because why not? But as long as it's establishing a floor and just consolidating, which it has, there's really no need to with 100 billion coins. Because if I'm going to make it, I'm going to make it off that. And if I'm not, then it just gives me the opportunity to buy for as cheap as possible. So I get it. I refuse to have FOMO. What is this XP thing? It's just top fans. I don't know. It's something that YouTube did to engage, to have community members engage with the chat. So like the more you chat, and if you super chat, you get more points, and you become like a number 1, number 2, number 3. There's like top 3. You get a little crown. SNEC target's the same even though it got listed. Yeah, it's still the same. So regardless on whether it got listed or not, we said the same thing, right? And some people, like I was in Vision's live stream and he said, what do you say? Listings don't really matter or whatever. I think that it could take you a lot higher, and I think that even with that listing, you did get a nice push up for that higher high. I think that if it does get listed on more exchanges like Binance and Coinbase, it obviously increases your exposure to more buying. So I do think that is going to reflect positively on the price. The fact that it got listed has nothing to do with the price. Our target at 3 cents and 1 cent 70 is still in play. And then in terms of the, like right now, you're breaking over the 618. So you didn't get stuck. So we don't really need to look at the bottom right now. 2067 previous high, double top and a breakout it looks like it's in play right now. If this starts going down, then that's when we'll start looking at support. But regardless, as long as it's over 203, which the last time it did hold that, you're still solid until we get a breakout from this high. Then we change the targets on the downside. I hold all my coins on Coinbase. Is that the right thing to do? Me and Coinbase, we broke up. But yeah, that's fine. Coinbase is a very trusted. It's on the New York Stock Exchange, so it's not bad. I mean, it's not bad at all. Anthony Smith says, "Can you look at Gary, please?" Yeah. Toshi, we just did Toshi. We'll post the video that I clipped earlier. That was one of the very first coins that we looked at. You never know what the market could do. Remember back when you had 40 billion and you thought it was you thought that was the most you were going to have. I was watching your videos back then too. I remember thinking I would never get to 40 billion, but you did. But now you're at 50 because it got cheap though. Because when we were looking at it, it was in the 20s. So everything was more expensive. Dude, the first time I bought Doge on Mars, you can see on my transaction history, was at 501 on Gemini. I just now, my average for Doge on Mars is like, on my Gemini, it was 6018. So I remember like, it was such a big deal to finally get my average below the 20s. So technically I'm still down on Doge, but yeah, I was buying in the 20s, man.
I didn't know it was gonna go down 50%. But yeah, that's funny. You've been watching me that long. I remember I was good at 50 billion, and then it got cheaper. But that's what happens when it goes from average price, because we were seeing it in the 20s. So it makes sense for, you know, all of a sudden I have 50 billion, but the price is 50% less. It's like, oh, well, I mean, now I can buy it at a 50% discount. So why not? I'll go ahead and do that. And that's why it's like, if it goes down to like, if it goes down to 705, 706, dude, like, yeah, I guess I'll have 150 billion, you know? Or I'll have 200 billion. No, 150 billion at that point. Because 100 billion will be $5,000. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So then that would be, yeah, then that would be 200 billion. So yeah, I guess if it does go down there, I'll put in another 5 grand. Because why not? If Swiftcoin was used to used by the government to cross-border, dude, if it was used by the government, it would be well over $1. To do cross-border payments, surely the inflow of millions of dollars would push the price past. Yeah, easily. Yeah, but that's like you're dreaming there. Like, I hope it does work out, and I hope that happens. But dude, like Swiftcoin at that point, I feel like the government would make their own coin, because why would they use Swiftcoin? They would just make their own platform. But I'm with you, man. I really hope the government does do that. Anthony Smith says, Gary, please. I think it's still bearish. I think we did get stuck at resistance, but we'll take a look at it. Oh, you broke out. Let's go. Okay. Taking a look at Gary Network. So we actually, we did get stuck when we were making our video last time. We did get stuck. You can see we had a sell-off here at the 236 at 209. And then we got a breakout. So congratulations to whoever stayed in. We are still technically in resistance, okay? So on the downside, bearish under 209. So if we do get a sell-off, which will reset the RSI and the stock RSI, if it does break below 209, it is unfortunately still going to be macro bearish. And if this thing's going to have a continuation up and you get a bounce from 209, 2 cents 75 is the target to beat on the upside. And then once that breaks, you're to the moon. You're going to the moon. This thing's probably going to go parabolic, and we'll look at the next targets once it does do that. But as of right now, 2 cents 75 is the target on the upside. It needs to stay over 209. With that being said, none of this is financial advice. It is just my opinion, and thank you. Let's see. My friend texted me. Let's see what he said. God, I have to give him hopium. It's like, why are you buying in the green? Like, you had all that opportunity to buy at a stock at $19 and you wait until it's $25. Like, what? Just because it went up, you're buying it? Yes, the stocks are going to go up. It's fine, though. I think with that being said, we've been live for about an hour and 8 minutes now. So I had a very long day today. So I'm really glad to see we both improved our bags. Elon is going to surprise well, not us. It's going to surprise everyone, not us. Yeah, because we already know. Like, dude, it's at least going to go back up to the 618 retracement, which is where one of my sell targets are. So best case scenario, I make a little bit of money and I don't waste my time, right? Gosh, what am I trying to show you? Elon. Yeah, so I think, like, and if it doesn't, dude, like, I'm just like, screw crypto. Yeah, this is the 618, right? I'm assuming it's the 618. It is the 618. So I think that, you know, it's at least gonna go up 5x to 75. I put 607 as my sell target, but whatever. 6075, that's the next target. But I think at least it's going to have a 618 retracement before it goes to 0. So that's like my worst case scenario. Like, hey, this might not be bullish. We'll at least get a 618 retracement. I'll get some money, which is my money back at this level, and that way the rest is like, okay, it was either all for nothing or I'm about to make close to 500K. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think all the because nobody can really ever actually know. Nobody can tell you, oh yeah, this thing's going to the moon. And I know like a lot of people get mad because they're like, oh, that's FUD, or oh, like that's not, that's not good. But I'm like a realist, I'm like, dude, like nothing's guaranteed to go up. So especially if you've been in crypto for long enough, like I've gotten absolutely destroyed sometimes in some cases where it's like it's common sense where it goes up and it just doesn't. But anyway, thanks for coming by. And with that being said, I think we're going to call it here. Just remember, none of this is financial advice. It is just my opinion. I will keep you guys updated on everything, as always. Thank you so much for all the super chats. I got a lot. I got like 5 super chats, so thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for the super chats, the members, the subscribers. I appreciate all of your support, all of your help. That's awesome. We will be going live again on Saturday morning after I post all the watch list videos. Have a great night. Have a great Friday tomorrow, and I'll catch you guys in the next live stream.